We live.
We live. Yeah.
Hello, Jay-Z. Donald, I'm choosing the next Super Bowl halftime performer, and my only goal is to piss you off. How pissed would you be if I hired a non-English speaking Puerto Rican to do the job? I don't know. Does he sing, or does he just talk in Spanish the whole time? No, actually, he doesn't sing at all. He just talks in Spanish, and you can't understand a word he says. Do all of his songs have that exact same Hispanic drum beat like every other Hispanic song I've ever heard? Of course. Well, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed, Jay-Z, and so would everybody else. Wow, this is perfect. But Jay-Z, why don't we get, like, I don't know, Taylor Swift to perform? I mean, she's married to an NFL player. How am I supposed to piss everybody off if I hire a normal white girl? Yeah, how would I be pissed if a normal white girl was hired? I don't know. Why would you want to be pissed off? So we can make money, you idiot. Is your agent dumb, Jay-Z? No. Yes, he is. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Shut up, dummy. I need to make a phone call. Hello? Is this Bad Bunny? Sí. Bad Bunny, would you like to perform at the Super Bowl this year? No comprende inglés, papi. Spanish, por favor. God, he's even better than I thought. This is perfect. I'll have Ice waiting backstage to stir the pot. Donald, who's like the most annoying white girl and white guy artist you could think of so we could balance this out? I don't know. I mean, Green Day sucks balls and Lady Gaga is the strangest looking human on the planet. Perfect. Everyone's gonna be pissed.
That's the show, Dada!
The last 7 days have been totally insane, but we made it. Now buckle up and get ready for the most organic conversation on the internet with your hosts, the Force, the King, the Kamikaze, the Great and Terrible. Up to it, down to it. Pour a glass and talk some trash. Welcome to the show, and thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a good time tonight right along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Let's go up to it.
Lord, that conversation we were having before we jumped on. Oh man. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. We got to figure that out. Y'all stick around with us. Y'all stick around with us long enough. We're gonna figure out how to patch some of the early show people in to hear some of this. Boy.
That was absolutely unserious.
Might have been as unserious as it gets for real.
Oh my goodness.
I'm here for all of it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good to know after all this time that we can still call you that. Welcome back to another edition of the most organic conversation on the internet, Up to it, down to it, with the Friday Night Delights, your boys. I'm here with the immovable Force Kev, who you're going to hear from in just a second. And y'all know me, Straight Talker Skywalker. I'm here to bring y'all some good news and some crazy news, and we're going to have some debates and some conversation and some discussion. And I'm interested. I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's perspective, to be totally honest, man. To be totally honest. So, hey, man.
Can you hear him screaming in the background?
Yes.
Okay, give me just
so that everybody knows that he's not. There's no torture going on back there. Okay, it's just it's what they're not toddlers, right? What do you call them? Kid. It's not quite. It's like kid is too short. But anyway, it's barely over toddler turn-up hour. That's what it is, right? If they're barely over toddler, if they're between the ages of like 4 and 7, this is turn-up hour, right? So that's all. So if you hear anything going on, if you hear any noise, it's just Kevin's boy doing his turn-up. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
him and the homies get to playing Roblox, and now everybody's goated. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's turn-up time. It's turn-up time.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, man. We back here on a Friday the 13th, ironically enough. Also the day before Valentine's Day. We are going to talk about that. But without further ado, now that we are all settled, that guy right over there to my left, you're right on the screen, the immovable Force. Kev is going to talk to us. Get at us, brother. Let us get on the mind. Dig it.
What's going on, good people? Happy Friday. It's good to be here with you all one more again. heavy on the happy Black History Month, because all month long we about our business, and we are Black History. So shout out to us. Uh, keeping it super simple for the moment. So this one right here is an old staple. All right, some tequila and OJ. I ain't had no grenadine to make it a sunrise, so it's just it's the sun is already up. That's what it is. But this particular tequila is called Lalo. And I'll say, like, even though this is a very, very, very good tequila, I would not call this one for shots. Like, I think it's better for mixing. And I mean, I've tried it, warm. I've tried putting it on ice, and yeah, no, I like it better for mixing. So we shall be mixing. So just a little detail about it: 100% agave and tequila blanco. All right, and this is distilled in Los Altos de Jalisco. So like, it's legit, like super legit. It's just better for mixing to me. So that's the advice that I can offer you about Lalo. All right, let us know in the comments what you are drinking. Hope everybody's had a wonderful week. It's been a great one for us. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, man, I'm just ready to have a good time. So, salute. You're muted.
Dang, we gotta take a shot.
I just said, I literally
Dang. My bad. We have, hey, look, this hasn't happened in a long time. Okay,
fair, very, very fair.
this has
Very
not happened
fair.
in a long time, right? All right,
Yeah.
so because this hasn't happened in a long time, but to catch everybody up, for those of you who don't know, whenever there's a technical difficulty or something of that nature, something that was fully in our control, but we did not control it, we have to take a shot. So whatever I said is in the mystery mug, and that includes you. You take a shot right along with us. Now you can take a shot of water, as long as it's not Aquafina. We're not judging you.
Until Aquafina wants to pay us,
Until Aquafina was a payer, then
then
whole
it's
different story, right?
the most delicious thing on the whole damn planet.
Absolutely, never better. You know what I'm saying? There's a few things closer. There's like godliness, holy water, and Aquafina is what I would say after that point. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
until then, until such a time, you drink Aquafina. Especially after I had that canned Aquafina last summer. After that canned Aquafina I had last summer, last fall.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, technical difficulty. That was my bad. Salute. Anyway, as I was saying, you never know what's in the mystery mug. That's literally what I was saying. um, so hey, there we go. All good. Oh, okay. What's happening, Miss Diamond? All right, we got a wine called Black Girl Magic Rosé.
Absolutely delicious.
Yes, yes,
Absolute. First of all, shout out to Black Girl Magic
yeah.
in general, but I don't think I've had one Black Girl Magic wine that is not full bodied giggity, and flavorful giggity. It's all the things that a Black woman
Yeah.
is. I'm just delicious. You understand what I'm saying?
Yummy, mouth watering.
Mm.
It's true though.
Yeah.
It's true though. Big shout out to that. Big shout out to that. I too have some good sweet wine downstairs in the fridge. If need be, I'll go retreat back to that. But right now, the mystery mug got me going.
Yeah.
I can't reveal the contents of the mystery mug. It's something we're gonna have to do in like the pre-show. Once we figure that out, we'll talk about that another time. What we do need to talk about though, something that everybody's been talking about for at least the last 7 days. That's the Super Bowl halftime show. The Super Bowl halftime.
Because wasn't nobody talking about the game. Because wasn't nobody talking about the game.
Nobody cared.
But listen, if I from the fan standards who can appreciate like how both teams got there, which was their defense, the first half, I'll say like the first maybe 3 quarters were fantastic, and then it was a wash after that. Great defensive battle in the first half, and then Seattle just opened it up. So shout out to them.
Yeah, as we predicted actually on the last episode, Seattle's defense was going to be way too much for Drake May and that young New England offensive line. I thought they got I thought they got away with one in Denver, and I said it was because Bo Nix was hurt, and because then suddenly snow came down. Like it's just wild circumstances. They got away with one, but yeah, no, that this was Seattle all the way as we expected. Now,
Yeah,
personally, I'm a defensive guy, so I love to watch a defensive struggle, and I also like to watch a defensive beatdown. And that's what we saw last week.
that
That
is
defensive beatdown for easily the first like 53 minutes of the game. Like they got that one, out of nowhere touchdown. New England did that one out of nowhere touchdown. After Seattle was up 19-0, and I think at that point we all knew that the game's over. It's over.
yeah,
It's a wrap.
because it was so hard to score as it was.
Yeah, garbage time stats and
Yeah.
so on. Again, no disrespect to the Patriots, to the team. We still don't like the organization. They can all kick rocks, but y'all brought us Tom Brady, and Tom Brady came to Tampa Bay and brought us a championship. So okay, we're even. But yeah, it was just too much. I knew Seattle was going to be too much, and they were.
Yeah,
They were. Much as I
totally.
like defense, they were just
Yeah,
way too much for them.
and totally off topic before we get into the the halftime part, but the celebrity game just ended, and Rome Flynn, who I have no idea who that is, won the MVP of the celebrity game. I mean, he
Who?
was balling, but I literally have no idea who that is.
Who? You said Rome.
Rome Flynn. You know,
Y'all know who that is? Y'all know who that is? Y'all let us know who that is. And no
yeah.
shade. I
Let us
just don't
know.
know. I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, but it definitely is NBA All Star Weekend, which, to tie it back to the Super Bowl next year, the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day is the same day. So y'all got a year to figure that out.
The Super Bowl and Valentine's Day is on the same. It's getting later and later every year, huh?
Yeah, y'all figure that out.
There's nothing to figure out. We are watching the Super Bowl, ladies. We're gonna take care. It's like it's Sunday. We're gonna do the same thing what we do on Mother's Day. We're gonna do the same thing what we do on recognize your pastor day or whatever other day. We're gonna go to church. We're gonna take
I'm
you out to
going
eat
to
sometime in the
church.
afternoon, and then we're gonna watch football. We're gonna watch the Super Bowl.
Listen, they need to do an R&B halftime.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. In English.
A lovers and friends halftime.
In English would help. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Um, Speaking of that, I think. Well, first of all, hold on. I do think that'd be a great idea for real. Uh, who would they get for that though? For lovers and friends.
Well, since they're complaining about everything and everybody, so just like have like 13 people all do a snippet of their best love song. Upbeat love songs, slow down love songs, like 13 different people across genres, and there you go.
That's an idea. That's an idea. Tell us what y'all think about that. That's an idea. That's an idea. Everybody do their favorite one for 15 minutes. It'd be kind of like the old school hip hop show that they did a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? Where like everybody was out there. Everybody was everybody kind of like did a hit, whatever. Mary and Eminem came out for one set, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
little,
yeah, it'd be kind of like that.
getting a little BT cipher on.
Yeah. Hey man, I'd be here for it. I'd be here for it. But whatever you do, NFL, please do it in English. In English. All right, look. All right, let's talk about it, man. Bad Bunny, the Super Bowl halftime show. Your thoughts? I had mixed thoughts, but your thoughts.
I absolutely loved it. Every bit of it. And I think one of my new favorite aspects, and this is really since Rihanna's performance, is the sign language, and like how like into it the interpreters be. So one, and like it doesn't process when you're thinking about it, but of course we're used to ASL, which is American Sign Language. So in my mind, like it's just sign language. I wasn't processing how, different cultures have sign that's appropriate for their cultures. So, Hispanic culture, Puerto Rican culture, they have certain signs in sign language that are appropriate, for them. I can almost kind of imagine it would be like if they did slang, like if black people who signed had slang for their sign. It's kind of like that for Hispanic people. So I thought the performers that they had doing the interpreting were super dope. I love the sugarcane fields. I love like all of that. When I say it was Latinas throwing it everywhere. You know, I was almost tossing money at the screen. Like they was turned up. And then of course, like for the days after, the algorithm never fails. So you start seeing like the performers, kind of telling stuff from their perspectives. So I got to watch like the reports for the people who did I want to call it acrobatics, but I know they defined it as something different. But they were the ones who were suspended from the stalks and doing the flips and turns in the air, and like somebody was holding them from the bottom. So like they were not, because they couldn't be stationary, they had to be mobile. So somebody was supporting them the whole time they were up there doing their thing, and they talked about like how dangerous that could be. So it gave me a greater appreciation after it. But I just enjoyed everything. Like, and then, of course, I took Spanish in middle and high school. I'd forgot more than I ever learned. But you could just feel the joy. I appreciated the message on the moniker. The only thing greater than hate is love, something like that. And then even the football, we are America, or whatever that was. On the football at the end, like I enjoyed all the aspects of it. So yeah.
Word, 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 word. Um, from an artist's perspective, I enjoyed it. From an overall energy perspective, I enjoyed it. Um, from a visual perspective, the way they shot it, it looked more like a music video than a live stage performance. I thought that was pretty interesting, to be honest. Um, I don't know that I've ever seen that either. That's just another. I don't know that I've ever seen that style of shooting at the Super Bowl. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think. Maybe the weekend. I think the weekend did something similar.
Mm.
At least walking onto the stage, right? But the kind of the whole show was music video esque, and I thought that was pretty cool. I'll give it that. Um, and yes, the ladies was tooting that thing up, mommy, tooting that thing up. Um, that's where the compliments end for me though. And let me start right there. All right. I too almost started throwing money at the screen and immediately was happy that I wasn't watching this with my two young daughters. So that's a strike in my book. Okay. Y'all can think what you want. That's not what I want to be projecting to my children. Um, certain things don't belong on television. I won't get into some of the other visual things that I saw, but there was some things that I definitely saw, and I get it, but I could do without that on my screen. And the other thing is, subtitle somewhere, uh, part of it in English. Learn the last sentence. Apparently, the last sentence he said was something about him working really, really hard to get to the Super Bowl, and never stop believing in yourself, and all that kind of stuff. Right? Learn that paragraph in English, and you actually get more people to keep paying attention to it, to actually give a crap about it. So I did. I didn't. I think I would have. appreciated it or liked it more if I could have identified the visuals with what I was hearing, like with the words that was being said. You know what I mean? And not being able to do that, hearing a bunch of gibberish in the background and seeing all these visuals came to me as a bunch of gibberish in the background with some pretty cool visuals. The last thing I'll say on that aspect, if he's not gonna do the set in English, at least show your talent and be singing. I think he just went up there and said a bunch of words in Spanish randomly to a generic Spanish beat. I think that is kind of what happened. And y'all know what beat I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I love the beat. It's cool. The horns was going off and all the stuff was happening. It is always that kind of sped up or slowed down. It's that same beat. It's the same shit, right? Whatever. Okay. Right? Great energy, great dance routine, all that kind of stuff. It just, what bro wasn't saying. He just kind of went up there talking in Spanish, generic beat. I'm grading it. I give it a C plus because of its creativity. Because of its creativity, maybe even a B minus because of its creativity. But that's about it. That's just me personally.
Which I get it, and it's not a bad grade. I like, for me, one, we already know nobody's going to be happy about, well, not everyone's not going to be happy about anything ever. So, like last year, it was Kendrick. Kendrick did everything in English, but it was, oh, we don't understand this. Why is he, using his time to like beef with Drake? Why is Serena Crip walking? That's a gang affiliation. Why is, what I'm saying? Like, people are gonna find something wrong with everything every single time. Janet popped the titty out. Justin ain't take the blame. Then we ain't like him. When the I forget who the weird people, the mixed group with the black and the white.
Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was like terrible to me. And but
I
like
thought
you
that was
just
kind of cool. So
I I mean, like, cool aspects of it, but like of the halftime
except for
shows that I've
Fergie, I
like
think
truly
Fergie's
taken an
singing is
interest in,
horrible, of course. But
that one was like pretty dull to me. So, and like vocally kind of lifeless, but you just enjoy it for what
I
it
give you
is. You know what I'm saying? So like no one's ever gonna be happy with everything all the time. It's just literally like highlighting artists. And one of the things I did realize watching this is like I didn't realize how many of the songs that I find myself kind of randomly jamming to that you hear in TikToks and background music for like commercials and stuff like that were Bad Bunny songs. Like I did not know. I was like, "Oh, this is him? Oh, this is him?" Like so you hear it and you don't realize it. And then one of the things, that kind of irritated me is like people were like, "Oh, why him? He had like a spot in a Super Bowl, what, 3-4 years ago. Like he was a
that.
feature, but he's been there before.
Yeah, yeah,
So like, I don't I don't want people to get like lost on the fact that he is a like very big name
yeah.
and
He's a global household name.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And like you also understand the NFL, though it's a very American thing, is trying to grow their game globally, which is why they do some preseason games overseas. They take a regular season game or two, overseas because they do want to grow the game globally. If you're going to continue to be relevant, you have to, especially in this point in time, you've got to find a way to pull in a global audience. The NBA, most of the talent in the I say about half the talent in the NBA is now international players. The best players in the world in the NBA at this point are international players. So like you've got to grow your game internationally. You got to have international appeal, and that seems like it's what the NFL wants to do. So like in this way, even though Puerto Rico is, but still like I understand the thoughts for it. So, but you like it was good,
I will concede and agree with you that it was an overall good and entertaining show, which I agree with that. I don't know. I think that if to so like to expand your audience, that you bring your product uh to them. You don't bring their product to you, if that like, okay, so like I use WWE is the best example I can use in this case. All right, so just follow me on this. Right,
I'm with
they had this cat. WWE also was going international. Right, in fact, if you look, same thing WWE. So
you.
maybe
The
just
Royal
the
Rumble
overall
was
content
just
shifted.
yeah,
The majority of their stars are not American, right? Like the vast majority of
yeah,
their stars are not American. I mean, not American. And I remember 10 or so years ago when they had this cat named Jinder Mahal win the WWE Championship. Do you remember that? You remember Jinder
yeah.
Mahal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro came back off them steroids. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know. Allegedly, right? But bro came back off them steroids, and they said, "Great, you've got the look. We're trying to go to Saudi Arabia and places like that. We're going to make you WWE champion." And okay, cool. They did that, but like they had him as a champion of the company that is somebody from there. They didn't have him, for example, now start presenting all of his promos in I don't know what language he was. He's Canadian in real life. I don't know what language he was projected to be speaking. That's you know what I'm saying. I don't want to
Yeah.
be disrespectful, but because Jinder Mahal is Canadian, you know what I'm saying. He's not.
He's not this.
You
Yeah.
feel me? You know what I'm saying? So but that yeah. So but like he didn't you know suddenly start cutting all of his promos in man I don't know Mandarin or whatever I don't know whatever. um, did he do a few things? Yeah, but honestly, the stuff that he did that was kind of like, I'm gonna do this promo in another language, or I'm gonna, reflect on this culture, was for heat. He did it for
Yeah.
heat. He did it to get booze. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because look, you can say what you want about culture, but this is America. In America, we can appreciate your culture, but this is still America. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do. We speak English. We play football. Our football is what you saw on Sunday. Everybody else in the world's football is soccer. That's cool, but our football is what you saw on Sunday. So, could they expand the product without doing something like that and essentially alienating the American fans that they're coming from?
But did they lose the American fan? Like, so give or take, some millions. What did they do? 130 million
Allegedly,
views, for
allegedly.
likes, so which is online with the top five Super Bowl performances. So whether people were watching to make fun of it, or watching because they wanted to see it, or watching because they just wanted to feel the vibe, the people were there. So you didn't lose anything from the artist. And just give, if people are not aware of how the artists are picked, Jay-Z is the partner with the NFL who chooses the halftime acts. Jay-Z is very, like, beyond him being conscious as a black man. Jay-Z is a businessman and understands greatly business aspects. I don't ever think he would pick an artist that would not do exactly what they were set out to do in making that choice. Because of course everybody, like, I go back to last year again. Everybody was like, well, they're doing the Super Bowl in New Orleans. It should be Lil Wayne. No, it should not have been, because Lil Wayne, top five MC all time. Lil Wayne gave us some of the greatest mixtapes we've ever heard. You put Lil Wayne on your song, and it's guaranteed to pop. One of the illest rappers we've ever seen, who never writes a lyric down. Shout out to Lil Wayne. But from a performance aspect, he was at where he is now. He was not going to do what you needed to be done, which is why Kendrick was chosen. And I was like, it would be dope if Kendrick brought out Lil Wayne in New Orleans. However, because he's with Drake, it wasn't going to happen. Even though Drake smashed Lil Wayne's baby mother, and then got him his name tatted, which is very sus at best. But so, like, Jay Z's a smart man for these kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't think anything is going to be lost on who gets picked. And listen, I have a love for country music. I got a love for rock and roll. Right now, there is no like global person that out of those genres that is pulling these kinds of audiences. Because again, like
Okay,
you don't
okay.
just, it's not just about your like your radio, it's not just about your celebrity. Like, do you have bangers on the radio? Are you jumping off in the nightclubs? Can you go across, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you have play internationally? And really, like the biggest thing is where's your place in the nightclub? And people would say maybe Kendrick ain't a nightclub person. No, 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 no. They not like us is still spinning in the clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever he
I
does,
mean, but that,
like
but that in recent memory, what else did he? What else does he have spinning in the club?
I'm saying, like that's not that he has much else spinning,
And not that
but
I'm hating
like
on him either. I like Kendrick, just for the
yeah,
record.
not that he has much else radio spinning, but like that was enough at the time. Cause and you know, the thing for me was like, and again, that's the artistry part. He teased the song in the Super Bowl like 2 or 3 times before he actually did it. So it made you know what I'm saying? Like that's the part that keeps you coming back. So that's why I say like Jay-Z's smart like that. He's not just going to pick a person that's popular. He's going to pick a person that is popular, that's going to give you a good show, that's going to probably make you think, you know what I'm saying, and has a global appeal in some kind of way. And like I said, you know, there's a constituency of people who once, oh, we haven't had a country artist, we haven't had a rock and roll artist. Well, tell me, like, seriously, who is going to have that kind of draw and make you sit still for 15 minutes and be like, oh, this is the best thing since sliced bread?
I don't listen to current day music much, so I don't know. Like you were familiar with some of the tunes Bad Buddy had played. I wasn't familiar with none of it, to be totally honest. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't say. I think that's a valid point though. Like you're gonna want somebody that's not gonna make people change the channel or turn to alternatives. Speaking of which, Turning Point USA, they had their alternative. I don't know if you watched any of that. I did. I looked at that also. I, obviously a low key, much lower key alternative, but an alternative nonetheless. It was it was it was TNA to WWE. You know what I'm saying? No shade to TNA. It was
It
Ring
is
of
what it
Honor.
is, though.
It was Ring of Honor to WWE. No shade to Ring of Honor. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was AEW to WWE. No shade to AEW.
It
Like,
is what it is, though.
you feel me? Like it is what it is. So so in other words, again, for as good as it could be, which is what all of those companies, in my opinion, are. For as good as it could be, I thought it was good. I thought it was cool. Again, the question is though, would what Turning Point USA did been a more global or financial draw than what the Super Bowl did? And the answer to that is absolutely not. So, from a business perspective, sure, but I do think that it's good. Now, I don't agree with people that you know, um, talk. But best phrase I can come up with is talk trash about people that wanted an alternative. I think an alternative is fair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, everybody's not gonna like everything, right? Like I
Mm.
think the oddest thing in the world is pineapples on pizza. But I just offended a whole lot of people by saying that. So yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and I also think people that eat pineapples on pizza are psychopaths. You're all psychopaths.
It's still,
Okay.
I listen. I'm not a pineapple on pizza person either. I will say, and shout out to On the Rocks. When On the Rocks makes a pizza with pineapple, that thing is good. But pineapple on pizza is weird to me. So you know, probably kind of the perfect statement for this. Like, can it be good? It can. Is it what I want? It ain't. Um, you know, I'll say like I watched some bits of it and I had to go back and watch it. The pre-record I'll say was probably the most obvious part. You know, which again, I'm not even taking away from the pre-record, but like you could even tell with the pre-record that there were some technical issues. And as a musician and a person who wants to get like lost in the performance, that's a little annoying. The only thing that bothered me was the title All American. Because who's not American? Like who's not American? And that's I'll say, like that part of it felt disingenuous in that Bad Bunny is American, and also like the need to have an alternative this year when, for what it's worth, every year you could pick a reason to have an alternative. Rihanna, bitch better have my money, like is not household lyrics. So you could have felt a need for that. Kendrick, again, Serena Williams, crip walking, Kendrick, you rap feud, beefing, whatever the case may be, you could have found a need. Usher does love and romance and sex and sex appeal and all that. You could have found a reason. Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson, sex appeal. You could have found a reason. Hell, even Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is the most aggressive crotch grabber in the history of crotch grabbers. You could have found a reason, but there was never a reason to have an alternative until now. And that's the only thing that didn't like sit well with me, is the approach that was taken to this. I'm not even mad at the idea of an alternative, but why now? Why not for any other performer that came before this, any other lyric that was done before this, and every song that was done during the turning point wasn't the most church worthy, what I'm saying? Like they had songs about cheating and drinking beer and whatever. Like, so what, like what story y'all grabbing to? We don't want y'all to see the in Spanish sexual, you know, provocative, whatever, but then we gonna have a very secular, lyrical approach on this side just to acoustic guitar. What's the difference?
That's funny. So I think that point's valid. What I'll say, because I didn't watch all of it. It was like 2.5 hours. I watched a good bit of it. A good bit of it. Particularly, I watched Kid Rock's set, right? And I use his set as the overall example, right? Kid Rock, of course, came out and started singing, his stuff, the stuff that made him Kid Rock, right? He then, before the end of his set, pivoted to songs about a turning point, essentially, no pun intended, but about a point where he, you know, had to turn it around, and then he sang a song about being given a second chance. He later, and I think this was off air. He later, was witnessing or whatever, testifying. So now I'm only using that as an example because I know there was one other artist that did something similar where they
Mhm.
played like stuff that they used to whatever bop to, and then the transition to, I'm not that no more. I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? Now, where what again, people are gonna, like you said, people are gonna like that, not like that, right? Some of the musical choices I wasn't a fan of. I was like, this is, some of it was boring. But I'll say this: I understood every word that every one of them artists was singing, and that aspect of it would be, by all technicality, I'd say all American. And now, I think that this was done by Turning Point USA because of the Bad Bunny thing, because of the immigration thing with ICE, and frankly speaking, because less than 6 months ago they lost their founder. You know what I mean? And so perhaps this was, I don't know, but perhaps this was a groundswell. Like you said, if you look at the last, I mean, 30 Super Bowl halftime show, but specifically the last like maybe 5 or 10, like you said, yeah, there was plenty of reason to say we want an alternative. Well, sometimes you need a catalyst. Sometimes you need a reason, right? You lose the founder through it because of an assassination by radical lunatics, and it was a radical lunatic that did it, right? Um, you turn around and you have a Super Bowl that's now appealing to, he's American, but he does the entire set in Spanish. So yeah, and he's committed to doing the entire set in Spanish despite being American. Yeah, all that mixed together in a nice little pot. shined up real nice, and the sun bitch turned sideways, yeah, I'd probably want to do an alternative too.
So okay, so now, so you can appreciate this because again, you're a musician too. So people who are American English speaking people go to an Italian opera, don't understand necessarily what they're singing word for word, but are moved to tears from the beauty of the voice, the staging, the presentation, the lights. My question, what's the difference? Like,
He can't sing.
if music is a universal language, if you know what I'm saying, like if music, like the spirit of music is meant to move us, and that's it for me. Like I can hear, again, we've taken trips to Mexico. When I go, I ingratiate myself in the culture. I don't understand it, but I can appreciate it, and you can get a gist of what's happening just based on like being in the moment. I've gone to Europe. I can't speak much French. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I can't. I'm not Greek. I'm not, whatever. But you can get a sense of the culture by ingratiating yourself. I've gone to Africa. I can't speak native tongues for tribes and the people there, but you can get a sense of the culture. Like even being in church with them, didn't understand half of what was being said. However, you could feel God's presence and the way that the people loved the Lord just by the way that they worshiped in that moment. So, like, to me, regardless of language, we lose the opportunity because we won't just be in the moment. It's why we tell people to put their phones down when you go out to eat with friends, because you miss the chance for it to be special because you're distracted by something. So like I just felt like people weren't giving it a chance to just be what it was supposed to be, artistry and a moment, which again was only 15 minutes, was only 15 minutes. The world was in an uproar over 15 minutes. You said the turning point joint was like 2.5 hours. Bad Bunny had 15 minutes. It
That is a valid point. However, as I was saying, I think I think people can connect better. I think you can connect better if the visuals kind of match with what you're hearing. And the other thing I'll say is to your point about the Italian opera, that is a very good point. Except the first thing that you said was it connected with the beauty of the person's voice. And Bad Bunny, like I said, just went up there and started talking in Spanish over a generic Spanish beat. So I don't know. That's how I felt about it. We'll leave it there. Tell us what y'all think. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was great? Did you think it was terrible? Either one's fine. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll have a whole
because
other one next for the debate.
because don't guys because don't none of it cut me a check. So
Cause don't none of it cut me a check. So it don't matter one way or the other for real, for real. I'm gonna give we all gonna give our opinions about it. That's what we like to do. We give our opinions, give our thoughts, and share our thoughts. But in the end, so what? We'll be back next year talking about how good or terrible the next one
the
was.
next one was whoever it is.
It had to be that. You know what I'm saying? Let's speed this up a little bit. All Star Game, we got that coming up this weekend as well. You talking about the Celebrity All Star Game, along with a bunch of other events. I asked you earlier, horse. Horse is not an All Star Game event anymore.
It's not yet. They're constantly tinkering, which we can appreciate about the NBA. Like they never want to rest on their laurels, so they understand. But I think we are also at a point where, like, again, technology, social media, forward progress in medicine and training and all of that, it's not too much more else that can be done. Like people are frustrated with the dunk contest because the right people don't enter and all that. It ain't but so many more dunks you can do unless you about to start letting athletes jump off of trampolines or be dropped out of airplanes. Like there's not much more that can be done, so you just got to appreciate what's happening for what it is and just let it be. They're going to try a new format with the USA versus World, And so we'll see what happens with that. I'm a little disinterested personally, just because a lot of superstars have been replaced due to injury going into the All-Star break. So like I want to see players just get healthy, push for the second half of the season. I will tune in, but it'll be what it is. But the craziest part of the weekend though is that Dame Lillard has not played a game all season because he's been out due to injury, but he is in the 3-point contest because he's won the last two, so he had an automatic bid and he will be competing. People are like, well, why would he do that? But it's standstill shooting, so like the odds of him aggravating an injury are slim to none, and he's been doing this anyway in his rehab. So like I would like to see him three-peat.
Yeah, yeah. We was Larry Bird the last 3-point contest winner of the three-peat?
Yeah,
Was it Bird?
yeah, we've had some back-to-backs, but not a three-peat since him.
If anybody can do it, it's Dame Lillard for sure. But yeah, we got notable injuries, man. We're gonna see how this, Team USA versus Team World thing works out. I'm not even too familiar with the rosters, but let's see. I'm looking up. It looks like we got US has stars like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards. It looks like Steph Curry and Giannis and Shea Gilgeous Alexander. All three of them are hurt.
Yeah.
Wow. And in Team World, we got Luca, Joker, Wemby, and a few others, I'm sure. Um, who you got, man? Team USA or Team World?
Team World, which
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
actually shocked that Giannis is not on the world side because he's Greek.
yeah, yeah. I'm
But
surprised by that
probably
too.
in likened to the way that Joel Embiid played for Team USA for the Olympics. So but yeah, too many injuries, and the world has already caught up anyway. So team world, and it's probably gonna be real bad unless
Oh,
LeBron, now because this could potentially be LeBron James' last All-Star game. He might go crazy if he goes nuclear. One more LeBron James, like 2018 LeBron James, then USA might do a thing. But the world is real wild right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The best players. I mean, you can even Shea Gilgeous Alexander. Oh yeah, he's Team World. Okay, yeah, yeah. Never mind. Oh yeah, no,
Because
that's Giannis
Canadian,
as Team World. Yeah, Giannis and Shea are both Team World. I mean, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
yeah. All the best players are not American.
Well, still
Well, most. Well, let
some.
me rephrase it. A
Because
lot of the
listen,
best players
Jay
are
and
not
people are sleeping on it. Jalen Brown is the
American. Oh yeah,
MVP to this point. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
he's playing both sides of the ball. The Celtics are in second place in the East, and like don't have Jason Tatum because he tore his ACL, and he's healthy enough that he could come back soon. But I think they're gonna hold him out. Like Jalen Brown is on a tear. So I like Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brown, boy in Detroit is escaping me. But like they have like they've got the pieces that they can. It's just like the world is wild, and Wemby is the scariest one of them all.
for sure, for sure. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. It'll be interesting to watch either way. We'll move on just to kind of keep this thing moving. I would, and I had a video on it. Maybe I'll drop the link in the description later. But there's a video from the 70s, I think, with two guys playing horse, and it was a tournament. And maybe that's a thing. And that was kind of the point that I was making. Maybe that's a thing that can, not replace the dunk contest, but can be a supplement to the dunk contest and the 3-point contest and the redundancy of it all. You
Yeah.
can get creative with your shots, with your layups or whatever it is. You can get pretty creative, and then, you can imagine the roar of the crowd in some cases when you make some of these circus shots. So who knows?
Mm.
That could be a thing.
Well, the thing was they tried it for a couple years. The players are so athletic and such skilled shooters now that like the games they had to like then cut the games at a point, and then it just turned into a shootout to clear the letters because they were matching each other shot for shot. So like it was taking way longer than they expected. And that's, That's my thing about now. Like people say, oh, this era is whatever, whatever. No, 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 no. These people got game. And I mean, like, rosters can run you 1 through 10, and they're carrying 15 players. And the players that are not playing will still dust whoever at any point. So like that's just a hard part about horse. Like these players are so skilled that even in horse, they're gonna match each other, you know, blow for blow. Like just watch players shoot around. You know what I'm saying? Like watch their shoot arounds. They don't miss. Like the worst players don't miss in shoot around because you have to be that good to make the NBA is the top 1%. It's 360 players in the NBA that came from 100,000 players in college, that came from 250,000 players in high school, and that's not even including overseas people. You're like, you
It's
got to be that
the
good.
best of the best of the best. Yeah, yeah. It's literally the cream of the crop. And then the All-Star game is the cream of that crop.
Yeah,
Allegedly. It depends on who the voters are, I suppose.
but that's just the starters. You know, the reserves are picked by. And matter of fact, the coaches, the players and fans do the starters. The coaches do the reserves. So they're literally watching that. Like these are people you got a game plan for. The people you watching kick your ass every night. Like you know what I'm saying. So they know.
Yeah, yeah. And that's also why you see a lot. I mean, lack of defense helps too. But that's also why you see a lot of these scores go into the stratosphere in the normal game too. So yeah. Hey, I'd like to see a horse tournament. Maybe modify the rule to shorten the game. Maybe maybe make it like pig and it's only 3 misses instead of 5. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but something like that I think would be pretty interesting. But we'll move on from there. Let's jump into viewer submission real quick. This is pretty interesting. Let's get straight to it.
Man who is willing to take care of you, the kids, and the household, but has no ambition worse than with.
When you say take care of, what do you mean?
He pays all the bills. He take care of the kids. He step in.
How he do that with no ambition?
No, he got money. I want more.
You know what?
And he's complacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the year when the job market is cooked, when the housing market is cooked, when people are walking away from their children, you got somebody at home that is paying your bills. He is taking care of you, and he is taking care of your kids, and you are figuring out, should I leave him? Are you cool?
Unfortunately, for a lot of men, there are so many women telling them you have to be more ambitious. And it's because they want the ambition to look like what they want it to look like. But his ambition is waking up every day and going to work, waking up every day and showing up for my children, showing up for my home. Like that's just as ambitious. You know how ambitious you have to be when you are going through depression. Your girl is telling you you need to do more, and then you don't feel like you're good enough, but she don't know the mental and emotional and spiritual battles that you have and how you still trying to show up for your home. That's ambition, baby. Take a moment, read, I think it's 1 Timothy 5:8. Because what it talks about is a man who neglects his home is the same as a man who denies his faith. This man is taking care of his home. There is faith and grace in that. He is being provisional. He's still leading. So we have to acknowledge that, because if not, you're going to lose that. Like that's a gem, baby.
I make my own money. I
Okay.
make more than him.
Ooh.
Right?
And you said he pays all the bills,
Yeah.
and you make more money.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you make more money than him, and I want you to know that was not done by mistake. That was a systemic thing that was put into place so that the black woman can be elevated to start looking at they men like they're not doing enough.
No.
It is very intentional, the fact that you make more money, and even though your man is showing up for you, you start looking at him for like, why can't you do more?
The fact that this man is covering the bills, even though he knows you make more, let me tell you what he's doing. This man is willing to maybe put things on pause so that you can elevate. Think about it. What you make becomes almost just yours what you choose to do, you have the freedom to pivot and pivot and pivot. Try this, go to school, because this man is saying, I'm going to sacrifice and take care of the foundational things so that you can have a choice whether or not you want to work or not. And so when you're saying that man lacked ambition, I just think it's ambition in a direction you can't recognize.
We expect people.
So,
Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
before we get to that,
Okay.
ditto. Yeah, yes. Big facts. Pineapples do not go on pizza. Let the record show. All right, that's it. That's all I want to say. Go
Fair
ahead, bro.
enough.
Go
All
in.
right,
Go
don't
in.
piss me off, man. Like, and listen, to first of all, to each their own, because what y'all do in y'all households don't affect nothing that happens in mine. But like the moment she said that he covers all the bills and she makes more than him, is that's got to be the wildest. Like you did your makeup, you got dressed, you went to a public show that's recorded in a public forum and completely embarrassed your man who is showing up for you in every possible way you can humanly imagine. We are cooked. We are cooked. You make more money than me, but I'm paying every bill. So my question, like, what's happening with this money that you make? What are you doing with that? You saving up so that you can leave me when you find somebody that you think is more ambitious? And then what? And like what people keep failing to realize is you gotta remember what comes with what you're asking for. A person who wants an ambitious person also has to prepare for an unavailable person. So he taking care of bills, he taking care of the house, he taking care of you, he taking care of the kids. So now he goes and what? Finds another job, or a job that wants him there for 14 hours a day instead of the 7 to 8 that he's working. So now he's not available for you. He's not available for the kids. He's not available to fix things around the house like he was before. He's not available on weekends. Y'all want to take a family vacation, he can't go because he's got demands on the job. Like what more are you looking for? And like that just to me says like that kind of person will never be satisfied. But it's what they said is spot on. Like ambition doesn't look the same always. And she probably sits on her phone on social media and watches, oh, my man flew me out to Turks and Caicos. We went to blah, blah, blah. We just dropped everything on a whim. No bags packed, just jumped on a plane and blah. And that's what you see. And you think that's real everyday life. And that's not remotely close. It's unrealistic. Like we just gotta do better. We gotta do better.
I'm gonna put that comment back up. Let's put that comment back up one more time. Can she be inducted into the ungrateful scallywag heifer committee, please?
It's not a committee, it's a hall of fame.
It's a hall of fame. That is one of the most deplorably ungrateful comments I may have ever heard. Like it's inflammatory, it's incendiary, right? How she would say something like that. But I have to say that unfortunately, that's par for the course for a lot of women. Let me say something that a couple things that I heard that sounded familiar. Number one was the brag, I make more than him. Okay. There's a reason why men often say, we don't care about your degree. We don't care about your career. We don't care about your financial status. We don't care about none of that. That is impressive to you, not me.
To your
Okay.
homegirls,
Yeah, it's impressive to your homegirl because y'all can go on your little girl trips and buy bottles and stuff like that. And listen, more power to you. That's what you want to do. But that don't impress us. We don't care because we know that all that means is that more than likely you are going to look for an exit because you can do it yourself. You can do it all yourself. You want more. This is in sec, which means the second thing she said, because you, quote, want more. You don't want more for y'all. You want more for you, which, let's be real, translation, that means you want another man. We know that's what that means. You want another man.
It's insane. It's
You know,
insane.
and it's wild to want another man when you can make more money than him, keep it, and he still pays the bills like a simp, and he still or like a man, however you want to look at it, like a simp or like a man. I would say I could say like a man. He's still taking care of his family. He is the breadwinner. He is the heartbeat of that family. He's the heartbeat of that wallet, right? Then and it's gonna go as he goes. He's a good custodian over the money. You can be all of that and not be the quote unquote breadwinner. So maybe that's how it is, but it doesn't sound like that the way she pointed it out. She don't appreciate that he could be all those things that allow her to go and be as ambitious as she wants to be from a career perspective. But then now she's ungrateful. Now she starts to say other stuff like, I got to do everything now. Now I make more than him, and I'm taking care of, and I'm doing, and blah blah blah. And this is where the plot gets lost. This is where most times you hear women say things like, men are intimidated by my strong will and my independence and my bad bitchery, right? And really what it is we just don't got time to be dealing with that narcissistic headache.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
You know?
And I like,
It's beyond stupid, illogical,
yeah. But I am legitimately curious about like where her finances go, because like you can't make that make sense to me. Like, and again, like I don't even take issue with him paying most of the bills, but like he take care of every bill, and you make more than him, so all your money is yours. Like I I like some that's suspect at best to me. Suspect at best, because I'm
Yeah.
like I would be genuinely curious, like, and what people don't realize is, when you bring your resources together, everyone has more. So to take all of one person's resources and save all of yours, what then? Like, what then?
Well, we know what then. What then is
Well, I
she
mean, yeah.
going to dip off? What then is she's going to dip off? And this is where I would say you just got to be careful of people with this mindset, right? You just got to be careful of people, and I'm talking about the fellas in this case, in particular, women of that have this mentality. Look, it's okay for the woman to want to go earn their keep, make some extra, have a little tiny nest egg in the event that God forbid something goes wrong. But again, if we're married, then what you got is what we got, not what you got is what you got. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. We bringing it all together. We are partners. We're supposed to be. Y'all like the word partners rather than husband, because husband means authority. Uh-oh. Y'all like the word partner instead, because partner means we on the same level. That's why y'all can't find no husbands. Now y'all are perfect. Y'all be where y'all watch here, y'all perfect. We know y'all are perfect. Them bald head scallywag friends of yours, right? Y'all know exactly who we talking about. That's why they can't find a husband. Husband means authority. Y'all want to be partners. Uh-oh. All right, anyway. So y'all partners. Fine. We equal partners. You're bringing everything you got, and I'm bringing everything I got. And if what you got is more than what I got, then so be it. We all bringing it all together. And like you said, together, it's more. But if you're still thinking singularly, me, I, there's no I in team. There's an I in divorce.
And the fact that she made it to that show lets me know she don't have no good friends.
How about it?
Because
How about it?
somebody should be telling you, hey, listen, girl, you dumb. Like,
Super
and
dumb.
as your friend, I'm gonna tell you, girl, hey, girl, you dumb.
But will
Like,
she listen though? Is she gonna listen though? She don't seem like the type
and
that would listen.
I you can always wonder, But like I feel like more likely people are like that because everybody in their corner cheers on what they do, not because you got people in your corner who are telling you something contradictory to what you think it.
Yeah. This is why I say what I say about who we need to stop listening to. I'm just saying, single women keep women single. Okay, single women keep women single. Yeah, that woman is a woman who is about to wreck her marriage, where she literally has it made.
Made.
Right? She has literally the thing that the independent woman would ask for, to be able to go and make her own money, keep it, and still have a man that takes care of the house, the kids, and the bills without asking you for nothing. She literally has the feminist dream, and she still don't like it. That's why I say things like, we gotta stop listening to women, these single women, these single nonsensical women. We gotta stop listening to them.
People confuse peace with boredom.
How about that? Ooh, that's a good segue. How about that?
Like, it's okay to be content. It's okay to be stable. Like chaos is not sexy.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. It's not an attractive brand in the least bit, for real. But to that point, you actually, again, you segued me again for that one. I good look, man. Yeah, at your service. You said that people confuse peace with boredom. Well, I have a video queued up for exactly that, talking about exactly that. So buckle up. We getting into tonight's discussion. Everybody pay close attention, and we're gonna break it down on the other end of this. Let's get to it.
I ask you a question, because you've been quite quiet? I want to know. What's the ideal mandate? Where would the man say, ideally, if women couldn't say anything about anything, I would take her here, and that's the perfect date for me as a man? What would that be? Because the restaurant,
I ain't got a clue.
He's trying to say that you need to bring something out of a woman.
The reality is, a majority of men, and we'll go based on working class and like lower class kind of men. We don't pick you and think of the date. We pick you because we just want to be with you. We don't actually care where we go.
Nice.
The biggest problem that we have with women today, with the majority of guys, is that you're more focused on where we're going as opposed to me going with you. Yeah. And that's what then makes it feel like you're trying to mock me. Like you're trying to take the piss out of me.
Trying to get man's peace.
No one's saying don't go to Paris for your first date. No one's saying don't go to Spain for your first date. Restaurant or the park. But let me know that it's not because you want to go there. It's because you want me to be there with you.
Can I say something?
And when a man gets to the feeling of they don't feel like it's me you want to be there with you. You just want me to take you. Nobody wants to go date no more. Now, hold on. As we go into the boring part, we are boring. Majority of working class, lower class people are boring because we're not as worldly. Why? Because majority of our time is spent on work. We don't have things saved. I want to go to Maldives. I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to go there. We know what we know, which is to pay our bills, make sure we're okay, and be stable. Mm-hmm. When you have a woman, you're a movement by yourself as a guy, but we're a force when we're together. Yeah, as a woman, you bring a different kind of value to man, a spark. So suddenly, we want to go to Thailand and suddenly we want to go sit on elephants. Yeah. But if you ask now you want to see because you're not listening. But we've been saying that though. On a normal day, if you ask me, let's go to Thailand and lay on a tiger, I'll take that and say, are you stupid? Yeah. But then because you are saying it in such a way, it's making me feel like raw.
So you have to enjoy the experience.
And I got the money to do it. Let's go and experience it together. But reality is that I don't give a shit about the tiger. I'm more focused about what we're doing.
So you are boring then. That is the whole.
That's all she's taken. That's all she's taken from what he said.
Bro, she heard all of that.
We are sick people. the future. Because working for the present, we ain't making no progress.
Ooh, we are a
Sick people.
Sick people. Oh, your thoughts, bro. Go ahead.
I felt like that last part was that they said he said she heard all of that, and that was her takeaway.
And that was her conclusion.
Like,
we gotta stop listening at these people, y'all. Stop listening at these people. I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell you.
like my question that I like when we get to this point when I'm teaching, like I just stop and my question is, are you okay? Are you okay? Because I've explained the lesson. Like, here's what we're gonna do today. And I've modeled the lesson. Let me show you exactly how to do it. Now, I said, all right, let's do it together. So now we're both doing it at the same time. And then I say, all right, now you do it. And then you go, what am I supposed to do? Like, are you okay? Cause like that's where we are. Bro
Right.
said, like,
Were you
hey,
not
listen,
present this whole time?
he said we could stand in the middle of the hallway. I'm with you, and that's all that matters. If we standing in the middle of the hallway, if I'm with you, I could be with you at an ice cream parlor. I could be with you in a movie theater where we can't, like, we don't even talk to each other. We just sit and watch the movie. I'm content because you right next to me while we watch this movie. Like, we on the sofa and the what's on the TV is watching us. We ain't even watching it. You surfing your phone, I'm surfing mine. I'm content because your head is on my shoulder. I'm cool. I want to do more because it's what you want. But what makes me feel good is to know that you don't want to do the things, you want to do the things with me. Why is that concept so hard? Why is that so complicated? Why can we not take that in? And again, it's because social media is feeding the head and the ego. Oh, if your first date ain't at a 5-star restaurant, then you need to drop that man. If he ain't flying you out by your third date, then he ain't worth nothing. If he ain't spending a check on you to make sure that your hair and nails and whatever is done, then he ain't. How are you maintaining yourself before we met? How were you meeting basic needs before we met? Well, we are sick people.
Were
We are
you
sick
not?
people.
Were you not an adult? Were you not an adult? Did you not take care of yourself? Right? Did you not have the means to do so? And what's worse, to piggyback on all of that, again, I got to start with the end of it too. After having that beautiful explanation, we don't care where we are as long as we're with you. And I'm gonna come back to a quick story on that too. We don't care where we are as long as we're with you. Her conclusion was, so you are boring.
I'll smack you right now.
Uh, the, the conclusion was condescending, and it completely ignored what this man was saying and feeling. And that's how a lot of men feel when we deal with a lot of y'all. You ain't even listening to what it is that we got to say. You ain't even hear. You're not trying. You ain't trying to hear what we saying, right? You want us to hear all of this and that, all your goals and dreams and ambitions, and of course, you want us to hear and believe that you do everything right. You're untouchable. You're with us during the struggle. You were with us when we didn't have nothing. You built us up. You had us there. Blah blah blah. You want us to believe all of that about you. All of that about you ain't always true either. But you want us to believe all of that about you? Fine. Fine. Because if we love you, if we're with you, we will believe all of that about you. So you want us to believe all those things about you while also not giving me that same attention, not giving me that same energy, and that is disrespectful. That's disrespectful. And I've said on this show before, and I'm going to continue to say it. You don't have to like me as long as you respect me, but you cannot love me and not respect me. Okay? You cannot tell me that you love me as a man. Men in particular. You cannot tell your man you love him and not respect him. In other words, you can't tell him you love him and not care about him, not care for him, not think about him. Only be thinking about the stuff you want, things you want to do, places you want to go, how much money you make, how much you can keep up with these people on the Instagram and on the TikTok. That's all you thinking about, and all we're thinking about is you and how blessed we are to have you right here next to me. Last thing I'm gonna say, and I'll let you go. How I knew, one way I knew my wife, well, the way that I knew that my wife was the one for Trey, that she was the one for me, was when we could do exactly what you said. We could just sit in each other's presence and not do anything. And it was great. We just enjoyed each other's company. She laughed at something on her phone. I say, what happened? She tell me what happened. I laugh along with her. I go back to my phone, vice versa. Eventually we start talking about something. Maybe we start watching the same thing on the TV. Maybe we don't. But she's right here and I'm right here, and that's all we need. You know? I knew that was the case before we had this house. When we had a whole lot less than that. And she said, all I need is you. And I said, all I need is you. And we got it out the mud together. We still get it. We got it out the mud together. That's how I knew she was the one. Are you willing to fight with this man? Are you willing to grow with this man? You know, do you care about him? Because I can tell you, for men, we get the chance to spend time with you. All we're worrying about is how we can spend time with you. We don't care. We don't care where. As long as you want to be there with me and not just want to be there. There's a lot of people that put more energy and attention into the wedding and not the marriage.
Let's talk about it.
You feel me? And that's what that is. That's the type of person that thinks about the wedding and not the marriage. You're thinking about the ceremony and the happily ever after, but not what happily ever after looks like and what the work it is to get to that. Happiness is a choice. Doesn't mean everything gonna be great. Let me stop preaching at y'all.
That's the gospel. We can go to the next thing.
you, you know what? But you know what I'm saying?
I'm listen. I'm you know. I'm fanning you in the background,
You
waiting
know,
to go to the altar call.
you know, I don't know how we get here, man. I really don't. I don't know how we get here.
Too much public access.
Yeah, 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 and you know, and too many people lying at the top of their lungs about how they live their life. We have people out here influencing. You know, at the end of every episode, we play that mix of from Phineas and Ferb, right? You know, about the platypus control. There's no platypus controlling me, right? Right. That if you listen to that song, the whole the whole premise of that song is that you're being propagandized and led astray by all these different things, and it's controlling you, so to speak. And like I always say, keep believe none of what you hear and only half what you see. You know, this kind of thing is yet another example of that. I think where we're doing kind of a subtraction, addition by subtraction. I did that there. Addition by subtraction, right? You know, we're gonna add more to the pot, but I'm gonna also subtract myself and my thoughts and my energy and all that kind of stuff. And you know, and you still got to do everything though. I need you to do everything, but I'm not gonna. Never stay on. Keep my stuff over here. Nonsense. My bad. I went off. All right. Let's look at this last one real quick. What y'all tell me? Especially this is shout out to my OGs. This is for the 35 and up crew. 35 and up crew. Okay, this millennials and exennials. All right. Okay, and Gen X. Right. We out here in these streets. Tell me what you think about this.
Where do the 35 to 40-year-old people hang out?
Oh, we at the house on our phones while Netflix plays in the background for emotional support. We don't even know what we're watching, but it's just on in the background so the house don't feel all judgy. I need the younger generation to understand, like, we used to be out till like 2, 3 a.m. And now if somebody texts us after 8:30, like, we assume something's major wrong. Everything okay? Did somebody get hurt? Which is wild because we were already grown at like 13. We were already living reckless. Drinking Mad Dog 2020, passed out in a cornfield, holding on to blades of grass so you wouldn't fall off the earth. Listening to music that raised us. I mean, we were getting low. Eminem told us who to be mad at. Like Limp Bizkit told us how to feel. Usher lied to us about all the relationships that we would have. MTV Real World Road Rules Challenge, Mike Mizanin made adulthood look a lot cooler than it really was. Every song and TV show either had something to do with fighting, crying, or making the worst decisions of your life. Back in the day, we could party all night, sleep 3 hours or none, and then still go to work the next day like nothing ever happened. But something happened to us because now we're at a point to where we can injure ourselves sleeping. If a pillow is too flat, it's going to hurt my neck. I wake up with mysterious ailments that I didn't have the day before. If you want to know where we're at or what we're doing, we're probably at home because we read the reviews of the places that you invited us to. Like, they said that the parking lot was too full. Cool, I'm staying home. They said that the music was too loud. Cool, I'm staying home. They said there wasn't a lot of seating. I'm definitely staying home. And don't get me wrong, some of the music today is okay, but don't act like a 80s, 90s, 2000s playlist is not going to be just full of straight bangers. You hear an opening line from an early 2000 song, let me talk to you, let me talk to you, and my knees go, no, he's not talking to you anymore, but my mind still remembers. So yeah, like, we had our wild nights, we had our fun, but now we are somebody's adult. And let me tell you what, that couch and hoodie, it's got a loyalty program. Yeah, we're at the house, because the worst part about going out in public is the public. Right? Like, some of y'all, what's wrong with your house? Is it haunted? Like, stay at home. Maybe try a higher thread count.
Hey, look. Try a higher thread count. It's hilarious. That's great. I don't know about you, bro, but I didn't hear no lies told, man. What you think?
Not a one, man. When he said it's the public, like, it's the public. First of all, every time I step out the house, I spend $100, and like, I don't even understand, like, how, because I don't spend no money, but somehow $100 disappears every, like, soon as I unlock the door, like, my phone vibrates. Hey, you just spent $100, and I'm like, but I haven't even locked my door back from the other side, so I'm a little confused about, like, what happened. So, like, that's just a terrible place to start. But then, like, one of the things I truly miss about the pandemic is the distance that people gave you. Because, like, why do you feel a need to stand on my shoulder when we in line waiting to check out? Like, why can't you, like, say excuse me when you walk past? Like, why are you coughing and sneezing and not covering your mouth? Like, I don't like the public. I don't like the public. I don't like people. Like, I only go to the grocery store, like, in the morning, and I'll, like, just keep, especially while it's cold right now, I'll keep the groceries in my car. Cause, like, I don't want to go in the evening. It's too many people. I don't want to go on the weekends. It's too many people. I don't see movies at the release point because it's too many people. I want to go to a 9 a.m. show, a 10 a.m. show. First of all, if I go after 2, I'm falling asleep during the movie. Sometimes if I go at noon, like, towards the end, I'll be asleep. Like, I don't like people. because people do too much. People do too much. They say too much. They smell too much. They they just too much. It's the public part is the part that's not, that's not getting away from me. I like the people I like, but also those people know we could be our people in the house. We don't have to go out. And same premise. Like we can come together and not say nothing to each other. We can just sit in each other's presence and be okay. And that's okay. I don't like the public.
Yeah, I gotta say, as somebody who once upon a time, and those of you who know me know this to be true. Once upon a time was a social butterfly to end all social butterflies. Like I was out here. I was everywhere, right? Everywhere. I met everybody. I had a party with everybody. I had a beer or a shot with everybody. There was people on the cruise. That's all I'm on a cruise. That's all I'm in another country. That's all I'm in another state. It's just I was everywhere, man. And now and then, let me tell you something real heavy on the worst part about going out in public is the public. Real heavy on that. Real heavy on that. I'm telling you, I understand why computer guys become computer guys. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need you people to do this on the computer. It's fine. It's all good. The computer will do what I need it to do. It won't talk back. Won't give me no dang lip. I might don't got the two. I'm not gonna have to two-piece my computer. You know what I mean? But the other thing I wanted to point out that he said, that I thought was super facts, and we got a comment to go right along with it. Going to sleep and waking up with injuries is true facts. Listen, I don't think it was last year before, we went with my daughters to, they had the parents versus the kids in a football game. My daughter doing cheer or whatever, right? The parents versus the kids in the flag football game. So, it was totally unserious and totally unruly. It was like, 14, 15 parents on the field and 30 kids on the field. Totally unserious, right? And I played as if it was totally unserious. I didn't run. I didn't do nothing crazy. I ain't die for nothing. I ain't try to really real hard to tackle nobody. We were just kind of out there good to get some exercise. And the next morning, I couldn't walk. I was limping. I don't know what happened. I still to this day, don't know what happened. It was like I tore my Achilles tendon or something like that. I don't know how I done something like that. Never have I ever. I woke up. It was like 5 in the morning. And I went to, go relieve myself, right? And I took a step and I said, "Oh Lord!" I almost fell back. I was like, "What the hell going on?" I took another step. I couldn't walk. I had to go get some crutches. I had to buy a little, not a boot, but you know what I mean, like a little ankle brace or something like that.
Little
And
little ace bandage.
when I tell you, all I done was go to sleep. uh, who knew that sleeping was a full contact sport?
It's very dangerous.
After a certain age, sleeping is a dangerous sport. Might got to get tested for CTE in the morning. So anyway, I don't know. That's life after 35, man. What can I say? What can I say? I'm gonna leave it at that, man. That's it. That's all we got for today, man. Thank you guys, man. This is Valentine's Day coming up, so you know what I mean. I'm gonna partake. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, Kev, take us out, bro.
Hey, we appreciate you all, and kind of the same because we just dropped a new reel today. We did the Olivia Dean song, "It's So Easy to Fall in Love." Thought that was cool for Valentine's Day. But the last part of my message to everybody was, I hope you feel love every day. That starts with yourself, because this is another one of those holidays that's gonna make you feel like, and the craziest part is I saw it with one of my students today. That makes you feel like if you don't get, a certain thing, if you don't, get anything, if you don't whatever, that people don't love you, or that you're not loved, or whatever the case may be. But like, you got to start by loving yourself, taking care of yourself, appreciating yourself. So get in front of the mirror and like give yourself some real compliments. Appreciate how, you've showed up for yourself on a daily basis. and, you know, put one foot in front of the other. And if all you're doing is surviving, you are surviving. So that's, you know, something that we can take pride in. So love yourself in the season. Good, bad, indifferent. Because love is there for the taking. So yeah, hope everybody enjoys themselves, their weekend. Shout out to the 3-day weekend or 3.5 day, you know, depending on how it panned out for you. But, you know, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Y'all take care of yourselves until next time.
You know it, man. No, and now everything you said is real, man. Ditto to all of that. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us, joining the conversation, getting active in the comments. As always, we appreciate you. Y'all are the best part of everything that we do here. So you guys are. They're knocking on the door. They're knocking on the door. See, look, they're ready to get into Valentine's Day too, right? They're ready for it. But that being said, man, yeah, definitely, you know, love on your family, on your friends, on your loved ones, the people you care the most about, man. Hold on to them tight. You know, you really never know when the last day could be, what the last time could be, man. So, you know, tomorrow's not promised to any of us. Hold on to your loved ones. And in the meantime, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see, because there is a war for your mind going on out here. So no matter what, always stay skeptical, always stay informed, always question narratives. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Okay. Also, speaking of loved ones, I of course didn't know this person, but I grew up on watching them on TV. Rest in peace to James Vanderbeek, the Dawson. Rest in peace to him. And you know, you know, just again, like I said, you know, you never know. The great mystery of life is the length of it. You know what I mean? So definitely, again, appreciate you guys as always. We'll catch y'all in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We're gonna close out the month with us. That's it. Thank you guys one more time. Do all that YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. See you next time.
Platypus is a metaphor for whatever's keeping you down. Like corporations are a platypus. Government's a platypus. Your teacher is a platypus. My teacher is a panda. Society is a platypus. My parents are a platypus. The media is a platypus. All this propaganda that we all got a platypus controlling us. It's me! I stopped it nowadays. I'm not speaking metaphorically. The platypus controlling me is underneath the table. Wait, no, he's gone! Hey! There's no platypus controlling me! There's no platypus controlling me!